Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve their goals effortlessly while others struggle? A question that has perplexed many a philosopher and life coach. The answer, my friends, isn't found in a fortune cookie or at the bottom of a teacup. It's wrapped up in the way we perceive and approach success. Success, you see, is often misunderstood. It's not a destination, but a journey. It's not a lottery ticket, but a blueprint. It's not about being lucky, but about being smart. And no, I don't mean being the next Einstein, although that wouldn't hurt. Many people believe success is about having the right connections or being in the right place at the right time. While these can certainly help, they're not the be-all and end-all. The crux of success lies in planning and setting goals. It's about knowing where you want to go and then charting the best course to get there. However, not all goals are created equal. Some are like vague, distant stars, beautiful to look at but impossible to reach. Others are like intimidating mountains, overwhelming and discouraging. What we need are smart goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. These are the kind of goals that lead to success. Imagine you're an explorer. You wouldn't just randomly set sail and hope to discover new lands, would you? No, you'd study maps, plan your route, and set a timeline for your voyage. That's the essence of smart goals in this vast ocean of life. Smart goals are our compass and our map. They guide us towards success, keeping us on course and helping us gauge our progress. They prevent us from drifting aimlessly or running aground. They enable us to navigate the unpredictable waves and weather the inevitable storms. So let's demystify success. It's not about having a lucky charm or a magic wand. It's not about waiting for the stars to align or for fate to smile upon us. It's about setting the right goals and working towards them. Success isn't about luck. It's about setting the right goals and working towards them. Imagine you're a ship's captain sailing in the vast ocean. Picture this: the salty air, the wind in your sails, the endless blue stretching out before you. It's exhilarating, but also a bit daunting, isn't it? Now, as a captain, your ship needs two essential things: a destination and a course. The destination is where you intend to go, your ultimate goal. The course is the path you chart to get there, the steps you take to achieve your goal. Without these two elements, you're just drifting aimlessly on the high seas. So, think of yourself as the captain of your life. Your goals are your destinations. They give your journey purpose and direction. They're the reason you get up in the morning, the fuel that propels you forward. But it's not enough to just have a goal, any more than it's enough for a ship to have a destination. You also need a course. This is your action plan, the steps you'll take to reach your goal. It's your route on the map of life. Just like a ship can't reach its destination without a course, you can't achieve your goals without a plan. You need to know what actions to take, what resources you'll need, and how to overcome any obstacles that might arise. This is where the concept of SMART goals comes in. SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. By setting SMART goals, you're not just deciding on a destination, you're also charting a course. You're creating a clear, detailed plan for how you're going to get there. So whether you're a budding entrepreneur, an aspiring artist, or someone who just wants to improve their life, remember this: you're the captain of your ship. Your goals are your destinations, and your plans are your courses. Don't just drift through life. Set SMART goals and chart your course to success. Without a destination or a course, the ship is just drifting. The same goes for us. Without goals, we're just drifting through life. Now let's delve deeper into what SMART goals are. The acronym SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Each aspect is a crucial component that contributes to the effectiveness and success of the goal. Let's kick off with specific. A specific goal is well defined and clear. It's not vague or ambiguous. It's like saying, I want to write a book, but instead I want to write a 30-chapter novel about medieval knights. It's the difference between shooting an arrow into the air and having a bullseye to aim for. Next, we have measurable. A measurable goal is quantifiable. It's something you can track, like progress markers on a long road trip. If your goal is to lose weight, a measurable aspect could be, I want to lose 10 kilograms. It gives you a clear indication of how far you've come and how far you still have to go. Then there's achievable. This is about setting goals that are challenging yet within your reach. It's like aiming to climb a mountain, not fly to the moon on handmade wings. An achievable goal might push you out of your comfort zone, but it won't push you off a cliff. Relevant is the next part of the SMART formula. A relevant goal aligns with your broader life objectives. If you're a vegetarian, setting a goal to master the art of barbecue might not be the best fit. A relevant goal resonates with your values, interests, and long-term plans. Finally, we have time-bound. This is about setting a deadline for your goal. A time-bound goal has a finish line in sight. It's not, I want to learn Spanish, but rather I want to be fluent in Spanish by the end of the year. Smart goals give us a clear and precise direction to move towards our desired outcomes. They're like a roadmap for success, turning lofty dreams into tangible targets. So, let's get smart about our goals, shall we? Ever tried to hit a target blindfolded? Now let's imagine for a moment you've got a bullseye in front of you, but you're wearing a blindfold. You can throw darts all day long, but chances are you're not hitting that bullseye. You're just chucking darts into the void, hoping for the best. It's a bit like trying to bake a cake without knowing the ingredients. You might end up with something edible, but it's certainly not going to be that delicious chocolate gâteau you were hoping for. This, my friends, is the power of specificity. It's the difference between blindly throwing darts and taking aim with your eyes wide open. When we set specific goals, it's like we're removing the blindfold and gaining the clarity we need to hit our target. Let's delve a bit deeper into this. Specific goals give us direction. They provide a clear path that we can follow rather than leaving us to wander aimlessly in the wilderness. Remember, you can't reach your destination if you don't know where you're going. It's like trying to navigate a maze without a map. You might eventually find your way out, but it's going to take a lot longer and be a lot more frustrating than if you had a clear path to follow. Specific goals also give us a sense of purpose. They provide a reason for our actions and give meaning to our efforts. It's the difference between running on a treadmill and running a marathon. On the treadmill, you're just running in place. But in a marathon, every step is bringing you closer to the finish line. So when we're setting our goals, we need to be precise. We need to know exactly what we want to achieve, how we're going to achieve it, and why it's important to us. This isn't about setting vague, wishy-washy goals. It's about setting clear, concrete objectives that provide a roadmap for our success. Just like trying to hit a target blindfolded without specific goals, our efforts can be misguided. So let's take off the blindfold, set specific goals, and start hitting those bullseyes. How do you measure a journey? Quite a profound question, isn't it? Now let's unravel that in the context of our goals. When we embark on a journey, we measure our progress by the distance covered. We check off the milestones, the towns passed, the landmarks seen. We don't just randomly wander, we have a clear path, a route marked out. And at each point, we measure to see how far we've come and how much farther we have to go. Now imagine if we applied the same principle to our goals. If we could measure our goals just like we measure a journey, wouldn't that make our path clearer, our progress more visible, and our destination more achievable? Having measurable goals is like having a GPS for your dreams. You know where you are at any given moment, you know how far you've come, and importantly, you know how much further you need to go. And let's not forget, measurable goals also provide something incredibly important: motivation. Each small success, each step forward, each milestone reached fuels our determination and keeps us moving forward. It's like the saying goes, success breeds success. Now, how do you make your goals measurable? Well, it's not rocket science, folks. It's about being specific, being realistic, and setting tangible benchmarks. For instance, instead of saying, I want to be successful, you could say, I want to increase my monthly income by 20% in the next 6 months. That's a goal you can measure, track, and celebrate when achieved. So let's start measuring our goals. Let's start tracking our progress. Let's start celebrating our successes, no matter how small. Because in the end, every tiny step forward is a step closer to our dreams. Measurable goals allow us to track our progress and stay motivated. So let's not just dream, let's measure our dreams and turn them into reality. Can you climb Mount Everest tomorrow? Now, unless you're a seasoned mountaineer with a death wish, your answer is likely a resounding no. And that's perfectly okay. Our metaphorical Mount Everest represents the humongous goals we sometimes set for ourselves. It's great to aim high, but we must be careful not to aim so high that we end up freezing in the thin air of impossibility. Think of it this way. Climbing Everest is not a single-step journey. It requires time, training, and acclimatization. Just as you wouldn't expect to conquer the world's highest peak overnight, you shouldn't expect to achieve monumental life goals without proper preparation and realistic expectations. So let's talk about achievable aspirations, the A in our SMART goals. This doesn't mean setting the bar low or making things too easy. What it means is setting goals that challenge us but are within our reach given our current abilities, resources, and circumstances. It's about balancing ambition with realism and recognizing that every long journey is made up of many small steps. Consider this: if you're a novice pianist, it would be unrealistic to aim to perform a Beethoven concerto at a prestigious concert hall within a week. A more achievable goal might be to learn to play a simple piece flawlessly or to practice for a certain number of hours each week. These smaller, achievable goals pave the way towards larger victories, and each one is a step on the journey to mastery. Why is it so important to set achievable goals? Well, they keep us motivated. Every time we achieve a goal, no matter how small, it boosts our confidence, fuels our motivation, and makes us eager to take on the next challenge. On the other hand, if our goals are unrealistic, we risk becoming overwhelmed and discouraged, which can lead to giving up entirely. So, dare to dream big, but remember to break down those dreams into smaller, achievable goals. Take it one step at a time, and before you know it, you'll be standing at the summit, looking down at how far you've come. Achievable goals keep us motivated and prevent us from becoming overwhelmed. Remember that and keep climbing your Everest one step at a time. Should a fish learn to climb a tree? It's a quirky question, isn't it? But let me tell you, it perfectly encapsulates the essence of setting relevant resolutions. Just as a fish is not designed for tree climbing, we aren't designed for irrelevant goals. You see, every one of us is unique, with our own strengths, weaknesses, and life circumstances. Therefore, our goals need to be tailored to our personal aspirations and abilities. Just as a fish excels in swimming, you'll excel in an area that you're naturally inclined towards. For instance, if you're a born artist, setting a goal to become a world-class scientist might not be the most relevant resolution for you. Instead, perhaps focusing on becoming a renowned painter would be more appropriate. Remember, it's not about setting easy goals, it's about setting the right goals. Goals that make sense for you, goals that align with your larger life plans, goals that keep you motivated and focused. Relevant goals align with our larger life plans and help us stay focused. Ever noticed how tasks expand to fill the time available? It's like magic, isn't it? One moment you're thinking, oh, I've got loads of time, and the next, you're scrambling to finish up, wishing for a few more hours in the day. It's a phenomenon known as Parkinson's law, and it's one of the reasons why setting time-bound targets is so crucial. Imagine you're blowing up a balloon without a clear limit. You keep on puffing, and the balloon keeps expanding. But if you're not careful, it might just burst. It's the same with our goals. Without a defined time frame, tasks can inflate to fill all available time, consuming resources and energy that could be used more efficiently elsewhere. Now, let's flip the script. What if you had a stopwatch ticking down, a clear deadline in sight? Suddenly there's a sense of urgency, a call to action. You'd be surprised how much more focused and productive you become when you're racing against the clock. It's not about rushing or cutting corners, but rather it's about harnessing the momentum that comes with a ticking countdown. Setting time-bound targets is like setting the finish line in a race. It gives you a clear point to aim for, a tangible end to strive towards. And let's not forget, crossing that finish line, that's a feeling of accomplishment like no other. But remember, it's not just about setting a deadline, but about setting a realistic and achievable one. We're not all superheroes, despite how much we'd like to believe otherwise. It's about understanding your capabilities and limitations and setting a time frame that challenges you, but doesn't set you up for failure. So whether you're setting goals for your business, your personal life, or your next big adventure, remember to make them time-bound. It's about creating a sense of urgency, driving focus, and ultimately making your goals a reality. After all, a goal without a timeline is just a dream, and we're not here to dream, we're here to do. Time-bound goals create a sense of urgency and help us avoid procrastination. So set those timers, mark those calendars, because it's time to get things done. So, ready to set sail on your journey to success? Well, let's hoist the anchor and set the course one final time, shall we? By now, you've gathered that SMART goals aren't some fancy buzzword that graduates throw around at networking events to sound intelligent. They're a tried and tested strategy for success, a compass guiding you to your desired destination. Let's quickly recap, like a highlight reel of our journey so far. The S in SMART stands for specific. It's about being crystal clear about what you want to achieve. No ambiguity, no vagueness, just a clear-cut target. It's like choosing between saying, I want to lose weight and I want to lose 20 pounds. The latter is more specific, hence more likely to be achieved. Next, we have M for measurable. It's like having a yardstick to measure your progress. It's not enough to say you want to increase sales. How will you know when you've achieved that? Make it measurable. Say, I want to increase sales by 15%. A stands for achievable. It's about setting goals that stretch you, not break you. There's no point in aiming for the moon if you don't even have a spaceship yet. R is for relevant. Your goals should align with your broader ambitions and values. If you're a vegan, it wouldn't make sense to set a goal to start a butcher shop, would it? Finally, T stands for time-bound. This is your deadline, your ticking clock. It keeps you accountable and ensures you don't keep pushing your goals to someday. Now, it's time to apply these principles in your own life. Start small if you must, but start. Set SMART goals and watch as they propel you towards success. You'll be surprised at how much you can achieve when you have a clear, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goal. And as we wrap things up, remember this: success is not a destination but a journey, and with SMART goals, you're well equipped for the voyage. So, anchors away. Your journey to success begins now.